Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about One Piece chapter 1048. This is going up a little later than I normally get it because the chapter came on Mother's Day, so I was with my mom pretty much the entire day. I don't know if this is going up the evening of or it's going up like the Monday morning. But either way, I'm here. Now, I've already read the chapter, so this is not going to be a reaction video, but I do want to give my thoughts because I think this chapter, even though it's more setup, it's not boring. One thing I'm going to start with is the Hiyori stuff. I'm going to start with the Hiyori stuff because I think that's really, really interesting to some degree, although I have some gripes, and small gripes. So a large chunk of this chapter is a flashback for Orochi, actually. And then the chapter title is called 20 Years. And it's basically about how Wano has been waiting for 20 years now for freedom. For freedom and for everything just to kind of get done. Be done with Kaido, be done with Orochi, be done with all of the crap that everybody's been going through. And so we get this flashback. We get some kind of like rehashing of certain flashbacks. Oh, the Akazaya 9 running away from Odin, dying in the pot of oil, and we get a lot of like, oh, Orochi basically being a total scumbag, and we actually get to see I don't know if we've seen. I don't know. Did we see? I know we saw them leaving the cave, but the daimyo. Did we get to see them actually trying to go and like face Kaido? I don't think we did. I think we just got like them leaving the cave and then saying, oh, we went off to our deaths, essentially, with the exception of Yasu, who later would die. But in this, we see them on horseback or like out running towards everybody with I think a bunch of different samurai going to fight Kaido, and he basically decimates them, obviously. Then we flash forward to just some horrific stuff, you know, like we see like it's between Orochi saying like work right now or you're gonna die. It doesn't matter what you do with your life. The only way you're gonna survive is to work for us and just get to work. Get to it. And so we get a lot of like panels of like, oh, the factories getting built up and the smoke kind of like polluting stuff and a lot of people suffering. And by the time we get to the like last part with Orochi, he's still on fire, but it looks like he's like choking up blood and he's like on his way to kill Hiyori. Now, this is where my gripe comes in, and I'm kind of in a little bit, I'm two of minds to a degree. Kyoshiro shows up and saves Hiyori. He cuts off Orochi's head. Now, there is some thought to be like, well, maybe Orochi's still alive because up until this point, he's like a cockroach. He just won't go down. That being said, I do think that this is it for him. He only has one head left of the Hydra, or of the not Hydra, but like the Orochi. The what was it called? Yamato no Orochi. Whatever, the multiple-headed dragon lizard thing. He's only got one head. So I think that's it for him. And now here's where my gripe comes in. I think even though Hiyori's speech was really, really good, I'm kind of disappointed she's not the one to kill him. She kind of relents a little bit here and is like, I mean, she doesn't say anything, but it's like, clearly she knows she's not in a place to like fight back. He's on fire and he's a big lizard dragon thing, and I'm kind of disappointed that Oda didn't give her Ame no Habakiri. I thought this would have been the perfect chance for her to use it, especially since in my opinion, I think she's going to become the new shogun. I think it would be meaningful for her to be the one to finally put Orochi out of everybody's misery, right? And that's not the case. Kyoshiro shows up, saves her, and I know they have the special bond, so that's at least something there, right? And so that's just kind of it. I think Orochi's done. I hope he's done. I'm kind of sick of him just popping up. I know everybody else is. Just let it be done, Oda. Now, the rest of the chapter is the fight with Luffy versus Kaido, and it's still going. And as much as I've enjoyed this fight and this battle, I think it needs to wrap up. There's some thoughts of like, oh, this isn't going to be the end of it, and there's still a few more chapters to go of the actual fight itself. However, for a few reasons, I think this is it. I think that this massive punch that Luffy has coming for Kaido is exactly what Oda has been building up to this entire time. And let me explain. So, I think it was last chapter, maybe? Kaido admonished Luffy for not using his haki. And then right at the last minute, he builds up this giant fist and he's using haki now. So he's using haki with his Gear 5. And so he's kind of learning in that way. And he's doing exactly what Kaido said he should do, in that he is using his haki with his ability. He's not just using his techniques that he has with his devil fruit, but he's also using the haki. So that's one. Two, I don't think that Oda would set up the stakes of Onigashima being like obliterated behind them if he was just going to be like, oh no, Kaido's not going to be done here. So I think that Luffy is going to send Kaido soaring into the ground, and it'll be very much a crocodile kind of defeat where the island gets moved, and we see this where it's like, oh, Momo's like, holy crap, I gotta move Onigashima, and he basically headbutts the island to try to like just get it out of the way in some capacity. And I don't think Oda would build this punch up and have it be like, oh, Onigashima's gonna get like blasted if this was just nothing, just another part of the fight and nothing more was going to come of it. The next thing that makes me think that this is the end is actually connected to Orochi. Now, Orochi is on fire by the end of his presumably life, right? And the fact that I think that that Orochi is dead and he's down to one head and he's getting his head cut off, Kaido sets himself on fire. He has this, what did he call it? Flame Dragon Torch, which is basically him. And I'm glad that I very briefly popped into Roger Base's stream real quick after reading it, but I didn't want to see his thoughts on it entirely. But I'm glad I did pop in there. I did not notice, and apparently he didn't notice at the time, is Kaido is not on fire in like that sense. It looks like it's just, oh, he's on fire and that's it. But if you look really, really closely at his forehead, he's like in it. He has like it's like almost like he's got like a shell of like a flame magma shell of armor around him, and you could see the actual Kaido in there. And that's actually really cool. I didn't even notice it. I thought it was just, oh, he set himself on fire and whatever just to get rid of Luffy holding on to him. But and if you really look at the panels, the like weird fire dragon that he set up around him is actually much bigger, I think, than he used to be. So, and that's saying something since Kaido is a massive dragon. So with both of them being on fire, essentially, Orochi against his will, because he just literally got set on fire from what's his name? Oh my God, what's his name? Kanjuro. Oh my God, I completely forgot his name. So he got set on fire because of Kanjuro. Kaido literally set himself on fire because this is a technique. I think that Oda is drawing parallels, that the two, and especially since the flashback has both Kaido and Orochi, where it's like, oh, both of them. Orochi's a loudmouth, terrible ruler, and Kaido's a little bit more, I don't know. I mean, is that him talking in that panel? I don't think so. I think it's all Orochi. Either way, the point is that the flashback shows them side by side, and the fact that like they were working together in these 20 years. And now I think it's very fitting that like they both go down in flames. Not only that, but Kaido set himself on fire so that Luffy couldn't touch him, but Luffy also has another thing going for him, and that he's using like the advanced armament haki to be able to attack Kaido without actually touching him. And I think that's another reason why this is just going to be it, or at the very least lead to it. I don't know. I keep saying every chapter, I think that Kaido's going to go down after this, and it never happens. So maybe the next chapter and the chapter after that and the chapter after that, I'm just going to keep going, and it's just a cycle of pain. Also, Luffy says that he's going to smash Kaido all the way to the bottom of hell, and that leads me to again believe that I think that this is going to be a Doflamingo or crocodile kind of defeat for his enemy, in that he is going to smash Kaido right into the ground in front of everybody to see. And oh, you know what? I can't believe I completely forgot. I'm scrolling through here anyways. How did I forget? Not only all that, but the final couple of pages, we see what was written on the lanterns that are floating up to Onigashima at this point. And they read, "I wish Orochi would go away. I wish, well, I can't really read that. Please free us from this hell. I want clean water again." I think that this is it. I think that Kaido. I think that Oda, I was about to say Orochi. I think that Oda is building up to this moment that is going to finally put the final nail in the coffin and say their suffering is coming to an end at this point. The only thing that really gives me pause is the Chekhov's gun of Ame no Habakiri. Now, obviously, Enma in the grand scheme of things is more important than Ame no Habakiri. It's going with Zoro. He's not going to leave it, I don't think. Otherwise, they would have just... I mean, maybe he'll leave it and he'll take one of the Katetsus or whatever, right? What is it? The Nidai Katetsu? So maybe he'll take that instead. I don't know. But I think it has to be used for something. Otherwise, it's like there's no reason for it. Big Mom is obviously going to survive this whole battle and go on to Elbaf. I think that's the case. Kaido, on the other hand, I think he needs to die here. Now, here is the twist. I don't think Luffy is the one to do it. Now, I know a lot of people think that, like, Zoro should be the one to do it. He needs to cut a dragon's head off. I think he said at some point he wanted to do that. I think he got that with King. I think King, is like, I don't know. It's not a dragon fruit, but it's like it's a dinosaur. It's basically the same. Although technically pterodons and of the like are not dinosaurs, so whatever. But I think what was going to happen here is that Momo is going to behead Kaido, and I think, as much as it might be kind of like weird to expect an 8-year-old in the body of an adult to do something as gruesome as behead somebody, I think it'll have meaning. I think Kaido has always been one of those kind of people where it's like, yeah, he does a lot of really bad things. He's a bad person. End of story, right? But he does have a little bit of honor. And like for instance, when he was going to fight Odin, he did not like that what's-her-face, the old lady that could transform, tricked Odin, right? So he killed her because he was pissed about that. He didn't like that the CP0 guy knocked out Luffy, seemingly killing him. So he killed him. So he's got a little bit of honor when it comes to battles and where he is in the world, right? So I think by the end of the battle, it'll be him going into the ground, and then he'll just accept his fate, and Momo will be the one to use Ame no Habakiri to ultimately end him. And ultimately give him what he's wanted all along, a real death. Now, the only trick here is Oda really going to let Momo do it? And like, because that's like, killing somebody, I imagine, is an emotionally scarring thing, even if it's in such a big battle like this. I don't know. Not only that but does Momo have the chops? Even if Kaido's just like, I'm going to let you do it, go ahead. Does he have the chops to do it? And I'm not just saying willpower to do it. I'm saying, like, he takes the sword and he swings. Is it gonna pierce skin? Momo does not have hockey, as far as we know. Oh, okay, that's not true. He's got observation hockey, at least, right? Because he's got the voice of all things, so he must have some form of observation hockey. But he's not like he's got armament hockey, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's the kind of thing where it's like maybe by the end of the battle, Kaido is just so broken and defeated that it just kind of is easy for Momo to do. And since he theoretically would be giving in to said thing and letting Momo take revenge for his father's death, maybe it just kind of happens. In any event, I mean, this is definitely a stepping stone chapter. We are not on break, so thank God, Oda. Oh my God. I know a lot of people I've seen are not like super hype on this chapter, and I don't think that there's anything crazy hype to be about on this, but I do like the implications. I like the paralleling of Kaido and Orochi, and I think with Orochi finally getting his last head cut off, I think this might be actually it for Kaido. We'll see you next week when he's still not dead, or at the very least not defeated. He might not die next week, even if Luffy defeats him next week, which he might not. I do think that he might die by the end of Wano. I think we are like, okay, so we're at 1048 rather. I think by chapter 1050, Luffy and Kaido's battle is like done. It's basically done. He might still be alive. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I think by chapter 1050, barring a full flashback prior to him actually getting defeated, I think that by 1050 it'll be done. And then maybe we'll have a flashback. If I'm wrong, well, wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong about this. But that's my opinion. I don't know. I will say though, I really, really like the panel of. I think some of the art in this chapter, and honestly, the art that Luffy's been doing, the art that Oda's been doing, has been really, really good. Kaido setting himself ablaze and being inside of, and it's basically like he's projecting himself even bigger using like flames. It's so cool looking, honestly. I love that. I've loved Orochi being on fire. I think he looks so cool. First time I've ever thought Orochi looked cool, and that it's him burning alive. So I think that's super cool. I love the art, and I really, really love that all of the wishes that the people in the capital are having, and they're sending up to the sky, are kind of starting to come true. I mean, like, obviously the clean water thing will take some time, but like, Orochi's dead. I hope. Orochi is seemingly dead. Kaido is on his way out the door. I think this might be it. There's not really much else to say about this chapter. I enjoyed it. I think I'm done with stepping stone chapters. Oda just needs to kind of let it be done. Also, hold on. I just want to say this. This is like, I'm not going to say much more on this. Bodring gun? What's bodring? Hold on. I'm going to look this up. Bodring. What the heck is a bodring? Bodrang means another world for Entelus. It's a Hindu thing. Animals. The monkey chief of the Hindu mythology and devoted helper of Rama. Interesting. Okay, so that's super cool. I'm glad I looked that up before going off, because that Bodring gun. I'm gonna leave it there. I like this chapter for what it is. I'm ready for Luffy and Kaido's fight to be over with. Let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people are also kind of over it. I don't want Orochi to come back. I just kind of hope that things are starting to. I hope we're heading into, like, this is the climax, and we're gonna head into the resolution and the falling action and all that. I'm excited. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments section. And if you enjoyed anything I had to say, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of this and more of... I make Pokemon videos too. I make a whole lot of things. Pokemon, anime, all that. If you want to see my thoughts on some of those things, I talk about Pokemon. I talk about One Piece. I might be doing Black Clover reviews when it comes back later in the year. Whatever. In any event, I will see you guys hopefully soon next time. So long.